Bill Maher decided to have Ben Shapiro on his Real Time with Bill Maher show. I watched it, the 11-minute clip or whatever it was. They didn't really get into much. It was more really about strategy than anything else and not much about policy. It was sort of about policy, but it was more about, oh, they used to believe in these policies, now they believe in this policy. So it wasn't really about whether or not a policy is correct. And so they didn't really get into much. But, for me personally, I don't know. You guys make sure you watch it and check it out. I thought it was pretty boring. I thought it was pretty useless of a conversation. And I thought it was pretty shitty, honestly. I really did. It was very, very boring. Nothing got done. Nothing, anything, really. So there is this story on the Hill that is pretty big of Ben Shapiro saying Trump impeachment should be on the table if Mueller investigation quashed. Now, of course, this is important because he's a conservative and he's saying Trump impeachment should be on the table if the Mueller investigation is quashed. So I'm going to read you guys here what the Hill says. The Hill states, conservative commentator Ben Shapiro said Friday that impeachment, quote, should be on the table if President Trump or one of his appointees ends special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian interference prematurely. Shapiro, the founder and co-editor of The Daily Wire, appeared on HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher, where he said he doesn't believe Trump colluded with Russia in the 2016 election. Shapiro said he's waiting to see evidence suggest otherwise. Quote, when the evidence comes out, I'm happy to go with the indictments. Criminal activity is criminal activity. I'm happy to wait for the Mueller indictments. If they come down and they target Trump, I'm happy to see him impeached, but I need to see evidence. Shapiro said attacks on Rosenstein are less concerning since Mueller could still be left to do his job under a different deputy attorney general. However, he said if Rosenstein's hypothetical replacement ended the probe, it would be a problem. Quote, if he throws it in the trash or quashes the Mueller investigation, then yes, impeachment should be on the table. So while he did state that impeachment should be on the table if if the Robert Mueller investigation is quashed, it was sort of like a little, less of a outgoing way of saying it, because instead of saying, talking about if Rosenstein is removed, because that would, that can if the replacement comes in and he quashes the Mueller probe, he says, oh yeah, okay, then we will. So, he's sort of doing that. I think that Congress should I think they should come together to make legislation to protect the Robert Mueller investigation. And I think if it is quashed, impeachment should 100% be on the table, and we should discuss whether or not that is grounds for impeachment. Now, of course, grounds for impeachment is very controversial. The Republicans, recall, attempted to impeach and almost got there just up until the Senate. They tried impeaching the man for perjury. I repeat, perjury. They tried fucking impeaching a man for lying under oath. That's what they did about a sex scandal. Okay, insane. But, it's very controversial as to whether or not. But I think obstruction of justice, I think that's total grounds for impeachment, especially as we saw with Richard Nixon. But on top of that, usually when you have grounds of obstruction of justice, with the articles of impeachment, you can include a lot of other stuff like abuses of power and different things like that. So we'll see what happens. I do think that it should be on the table, and I'm in agreement with Shapiro here.